What if I told you that your entire life, the pain you carry, the dreams you abandoned, the version of yourself you secretly wish you could become, can change not by 1,000 steps, not by perfect timing, not by waiting for luck, but by one single decision? Not tomorrow, not next year, today, right now. Because every powerful transformation in human history didn't start with comfort, resources, or certainty. It started with a decision made in a moment of clarity, often in pain, often in fear, often when everything felt uncertain. The truth is, your life right now is not the result of what you want, but the result of what you have decided, consciously or unconsciously, to accept. You didn't decide to be weak, but you decided to tolerate weakness. You didn't decide to live small, but you decided to stay silent when it was time to act. And this is not said to shame you. This is said to wake you up, because the same power that shaped your current life can reshape your future, starting with one decision that says, "I will no longer live like this." Most people think transformation is a long, complicated process, and yes, growth takes time, but the decision to grow happens in an instant. The moment you decide that your excuses are no longer valid, that your past no longer controls you, that your fear no longer gets to vote on your future, that moment is the real beginning. Everything else is just execution. Look closely at your life. The habits you repeat every day, the people you allow access to your energy, the thoughts you let run your mind when no one is watching. None of this is accidental. Your daily life is simply a reflection of the decisions you keep making on autopilot. And if you keep making the same decisions, you will keep living the same life, no matter how badly you want change. Wanting is weak. Wishing is powerless. Deciding is everything. There comes a moment in every life when you must stop blaming circumstances and start taking responsibility. Not because life is fair, but because responsibility is power. The moment you take full ownership of your life, you regain control. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What am I going to do about it?" That shift alone separates those who stay stuck from those who rise. History remembers the people who decided to stand up when it was easier to stay down, who chose discipline when comfort was tempting, who chose growth when excuses felt safer. They weren't special, they weren't fearless, they were simply decisive. One decision can change your identity. The day you decide you are no longer a victim, you stop seeing problems as punishments and start seeing them as tests. The day you decide to respect yourself, you stop accepting disrespect from others. The day you decide to become disciplined, motivation becomes optional. The day you decide to tell the truth to yourself first, your life starts aligning in ways you never imagined. Because when your decisions change, your actions change. When your actions change, your habits change. When your habits change, your identity changes. And when your identity changes, your destiny follows. But let's be honest, making that one decision is terrifying. Because deciding means there is no turning back. Deciding means you can no longer hide behind excuses like "one day," "when the time is right," or "when I feel ready." The truth is, you will never feel ready. You will never feel fully confident. You will never feel completely prepared. Read that again. Readiness is a lie your fear tells you to keep you small. Growth begins when you move before you feel ready, when you act despite uncertainty, when you choose courage over comfort. Every breakthrough requires a break from the old version of you. That means letting go of patterns that once protected you, but now imprison you. It means walking away from people who only know the weaker version of you. It means accepting that not everyone will understand your transformation, and that's okay. The moment you decide to change, you automatically outgrow some people, some habits, some environments. This is not loss, this is alignment. Growth is not about becoming better than others, it's about becoming better than who you were yesterday. Think about the future version of yourself, the stronger one, the disciplined one, the confident one. That person is not created by motivation. They are created by decisions made on hard days, on tired days, on days when quitting feels justified. That future version of you is begging you to stop negotiating with your potential and start committing to it. Because potential without action is nothing but regret waiting to happen. Right now, you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to familiar pain, comfortable, predictable, and empty. The other path leads to discomfort, uncertainty, and growth. One path keeps you where you are. The other demands courage. And here's the brutal truth. Both paths will be hard. Staying the same is hard. Changing is hard. Choose your hard. Choose the pain that leads somewhere. Choose the struggle that builds strength instead of regret. One decision to wake up earlier. One decision to stop lying to yourself. One decision to commit instead of dabble. One decision to stop consuming and start creating. One decision to take responsibility instead of making excuses. These decisions seem small, but they compound over time. And one day you wake up and realize you are no longer the person you used to be. You think differently. You move differently. You demand more from yourself and from life. That is transformation. The world does not reward intentions. It rewards execution. It rewards those who show up consistently, especially when no one is watching. And consistency is not built on motivation. It is built on decision. Decide that no matter how you feel, you will do what needs to be done. Decide that your standards are non-negotiable. Decide that quitting is no longer an option. Decide that your life is worth the effort. Remember this, your life changes the moment you change the standard of what you tolerate. If you tolerate mediocrity, you will live an average life. If you tolerate excuses, you will stay stuck. If you tolerate fear, it will run your future. But if you decide, truly decide, that you deserve more, that you are capable of more, that you will demand more from yourself, everything begins to shift. Opportunities appear, confidence grows, momentum builds. This is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming relentless. It's about making a decision so strong that even on your worst days, it pulls you forward. A decision that becomes your anchor when motivation fades. A decision that reminds you who you are becoming. Because once you decide, the universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you work for. So decide today. Decide that this chapter of your life will not look like the last one. Decide that your future will not be defined by your past. Decide that fear will no longer be your leader. Decide to act even when it's uncomfortable. Decide to grow even when it's painful. Decide to transform, not slowly, not someday, but starting now. Because one decision can change your habits. One decision can change your mindset. One decision can change your direction. And that one decision made right now can change your entire life.